So, good morning, friends. Today we have discussed the concept of redistribution of moment. Actually, this is related with the theory of plasticity. In theory of elasticity, we have discussed, or we can say that the material obey the Hooke's law. That means the stress is directly proportional to the strain. Now, these are the concept of plasticity, plastic theory, redistribution of moment, IS specification, and the application to our RCC design of continuous beam. Now, in this case, the concept of plastic hinge. Here we have considered a simply supported beam subjected to say point load. Neglect the self weight of the beam. W is equal to 0 to WU. Now, if there is no load, there is no deflection and no bending moment. But when we apply the load, increase the load, then there is a development of the bending moment as well as beam deflects from its original position. Now, the concept is in case of RCC beam, generally singly reinforced RCC beam, we have considered above the neutral axis, all the concrete will take compressive stresses. Below the neutral axis, steel will take tensile stresses and concrete is theoretically non-existent. This is our assumption. So in theory of elasticity, we have considered the stress strain diagram. When load will reaches up to the yield value, sigma y or Fy at the top as well as at the bottom fiber. But in case of theory of plasticity, we have when we increase the load beyond the elastic limit, there is a plasticization of inner and inner fiber. That means the yield stress never change. It is same, but there is a plasticization of inner and inner fiber. And when we increase the load further, then it is observed that at the neutral axis there is a development of the imaginary point where the compressive stresses and tensile stresses or the portion of the section above the neutral axis below the neutral axis rotate about the imaginary point, that is called as the plastic hinge, and there is a development of plastic moment. Now this is the static concept. This is the bending moment diagram for the simply supported beam subjected to point load. We know that M, that is the maximum bending moment, is WL by 4, and in case of theory of plasticity, we have considered there is a development of plastic moment below the point load, and that's why M is equal to U. And from this we can find out the collapse load. Now this is the simple concept of the plastic hinge as well as now the RCC structure does not behave elastically at collapse. We know that the RCC beam is not an elastic material. Actually, it is a composite material. It is a combination of steel and the concrete. If the loads on the beam are continuously increased beyond the service load, then initially the beam behave elastically till stresses at any section reaches its yield value. At this stage, only outer fiber yields, but section does not fail. Beyond this stage, if load further increases continuously, then stress cannot be increased beyond yield stress, but inner and inner fiber get yielded and their plasticization takes place. This stage is called as the elastoplastic stage. If load continuously increases beyond this stage, then gradually complete the plasticization of both zone. At this stage, both tension and compression zone are connected to each other with very small point, that is the hinge on which they rotate. This imaginary hinge is called as the plastic hinge. When the bending moment at the section reaches its ultimate value, then the concrete above neutral axis is in plastic stage, while the concrete below neutral axis being in tension gets cracked and steel reinforcement yields. Therefore, the plasticization of concrete in compression and yielding of the steel in tension causes the section to rotate at constant ultimate moment at that section, and it behave as a hinge is called as the plastic hinge, as we have already discussed in the figure. Plastic hinge is that section of the beam where plasticization of the concrete in compression and yielding of the steel in tension zone has occurred, causing rotation of the section under constant ultimate moment. And that's why this is the rotation capacity of the RCB. The rotation can be increased by reducing the depth of the neutral axis, that is design the under reinforced section. In limit state method, we have designed the section as a under reinforced section. Now, what are the applications? Application of the redistribution of moment using the RCC beam. The transfer of additional moment from one section to other section having reserved moment capacity is known as redistribution of moment. Generally, in case of continuous beam, as we know that at the support bending moment is 0, but at continuous support the bending moment is maximum as compared to the midspan. But from the RCC point of view, steel is provided or extend from one support to the other support, and that's why there is a congestion of the reinforcement at the support. But generally the section fail due to the bending moment, maximum bending moment at the center. Similarly, deflection also occur at the center. That means the critical section is at the mid span. So we can increase the mid span section or strengthening the mid span section and reduce the moment of the support section. That is the concept of the redistribution. Here, that is the midspan has this reserve load carrying capacity because the moment at that section is less than that the ultimate moment. For the pure ductile homogeneous material like steel, 100% redistribution of moment is permissible. But in case of RCC, have limited ductility because it is a brittle material. Therefore, redistribution of moment should be such that it does not develop serious crack in concrete, and there should be adequate ductility at the hinge point. So, the Codal Provision IS 456-2000, clause number 37.11, page number 68 and 69. Equilibrium between the internal forces and the external load should be maintained. The ultimate moment of the resistance MR should provided at any section of the member is not less than 70% of the moment at that section obtained from elastic maximum moment diagram covering all appropriate combinations of load. This will be discussed in the next lecture. The elastic moment at that section in a member due to particular combination of the load shall not be reduced by more than 30% of the numerically largest moment given anywhere by the elastic maximum moment diagram for the particular member covering all the appropriate combination of the load. At section where the moment capacity after redistribution is less than that from the elastic maximum moment diagram, the following relationship shall be satisfied. XU by D, that is related with the KU, plus dm by 100. Dm is the percentage of redistribution. This value should not greater than 0.60. The code permit the redistribution of moment up to 15% for elastic theory, that is the working truss method without crack, and 30% for the limit state method of design. Now, to find the maximum bending moment for the different loading combination, as we discussed in the previous slide, this is the arrangement. That means the design dead load on all maximum all span with full design imposed load on two adjacent span. We have discussed this. Now this is the when we have considered the continuous beam, say A, B, C, D, E, F. These are the support. A is simple support, B is continuous, C, D, E continue, and this is the overhang portion. Now if I want to find the maximum bending moment in the span AB, we can provide the maximum load at the over the support AB and minimum over the support BC. That means there is a alternate. This is related with the we have provided the design dead load over all the supports, and where we need the maximum bending moment we can provide the design dead load plus design line load. That means 1.5 times the WD plus WL over here and WD over the BC, and this is the alternate, and from this combination we can get the maximum bending moment in the midspan of AB and the CD. Then we can change the loading combination. Dead load over the AB, maximum load, that is 1.5 WD plus WL over BC, and DE we get the maximum midspan moment at this midspan of BC and midspan of D. Similarly, we want the support moment, maximum support moment. For support moment, we can provide the maximum load, design load on either side of the supports. For example, A is the simple support, B is the continuous support. That's why we can find out the bending moment at support B. Here we can say that the maximum load over the span BC, AB and BC, and only dead load over the span CD. Again, repeat the same procedure. Then from this combination, we get the maximum design load at the support B, at support C, at support D. These are the various combination of the load. Now this is the, for example, when we consider the two span beam, one span is say LE1 and second is LE2. WD is the dead load and W is the design load or maximum load. And in this case, we can find out the maximum bending moment in the mid span of AB. Maximum load and minimum load, we get the, this is the WL square by 8 due to UDL. This is WD into LE2 square divided by 8, and this is the net bending moment at the midspan. This is the net bending moment at the midspan of AB. This is maximum, and this is the moment at B. This will be solved either by using any method, three moment theorem, Clapeyron's theorem, or we can say that the moment distribution method, slope deflection method, Carnage method, any method. And for this beam, we can find out the RA. That means the support reaction, and RA is equal to the shear force at point A. And that from case number 1, we get the maximum shear force at the support A. That is equal to WLE divided by 2 for the AB post span plus MA minus MB. Here MA is 0, MB is equal to, this is the MB divided by effective span for AB. Similarly, we can find out the X max to find out the bending moment. The interesting thing is that because of the parabolic distribution of the bending moment, it is not exactly maximum at the center. It is less than at the center. This somewhere here we get the maximum bending moment. So either we can find out the X max, that is equal to RA by W. This is the standard case, and maximum bending moment is equal to RA into X max divided by 2 minus M. And from this we get the maximum bending moment. Either we can use this or we can use this. This is the maximum bending moment but at the center, which is slightly less than this actual maximum bending moment. This is the second case, dead load over the span AB and maximum design load over the span BC. And from this combination we get the maximum design moment for the span BC. And third combination, this is the third combination, we want bending moment at support B, maximum load over AB as well as BC, and we get the maximum bending moment at support. And from case number 1 we get the, maximum bending moment. From case number 1 we get the maximum bending moment in the span AB and the shear force at A. But from the case number 2 we get the maximum bending moment in the BC, and the shear force at support C. But from the case number 3 we get the maximum bending moment at continuous support B and the shear force B to A and B to C. This is the bending moment envelope. That means the combination of all three cases. We have considered the bending moment for at B for case number 1, case number 2 and case number 3, and this is the maximum bending moment due to the maximum design load, minimum design load. This is the red one. Blue one indicate the minimum load over AB and maximum load over BC. And third, again both this will be same and this will be increases. This is about the redistribution of the moment. This is the shear force envelope. I have shown only maximum shear force. From case number 1 we get VA, from case number 2 we get VC, and from case number 3 we get the VBA and VBC, and from this we can design the beam for the shear. Now the maximum bending moment, from case number 1 we get this, case number 2 and case number 3. These are the design step for the design of continuous beam. First of all, we can select the suitable cross section of the beam on the basis of the L by D, effective span of the beam which is given to you, load on the beam, then find the maximum bending moment for the different combination of the load using the three moment theorem, moment distribution method or any convenient method. Then calculate the effective flange width in case of the flange beam. If there is a L beam is there, continuous beam, L beam or T beam, that is the floor beam, then we can calculate the flange width. Then find the section moment, section capacity of Here we have assume XU, that is the position of neutral axis is less than or equal to DF. Then compare MU, that is the design moment, with the MUS section moment, and if MU is less than MUS, then we can design the singly reinforced section. Then calculate AST at the midspan of AB and BC, calculate AST at continuous support, and then check for deflection, check for shear, and check for development length. And last is the reinforcement detail. This is about the design of beam. Thank you. Thank you.